Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Millions, we are back. We are back as we are closing out the year of 2022. And man, it's been a rough one. 2022 put me on my back, but guess what? Still I rise. Still I rise. God is amazing and continues to show his glory and and he continues to show me that he does not play when it comes to me. But let's do our shout outs like we always do. Shout out to the Brandon Company for being the engine behind this vehicle and making things run. To Whitfield, thanks again for the theme song. I absolutely love it. It just puts me in the mood. I don't know, it just makes me feel so good. And it just reminds me, like, look what you did. Like, this is all you right here. So thank you, Whitfield, for that. To my chameleons, thank you for the past 2 years. Like, we've been here. I've been giving it all that I have. Yes, I might have took some breaks, but guess what? You guys were right there and we picked up right where we left off. So I love you. Thank you for your continuous support. I would not be here if it was not for you. So I'm not going to be here long. I just want to talk about 2022. And I know a lot of you guys are like, whoo, I'm glad it's about to be over because I am ready for 2023. Thanking God that he allowed us to see it, because a lot of people we had to let go of in 2022, whether it's, people that passed away, whether it was relationships that we just had to let go of, pain and trauma and disappointments, right? So 2023 is about you. All right. So happy you year. 2023 is happy you year. And when I say that, I want you to do what makes you happy. Whatever that is, I want you to find your happiness, right? Whether it's getting a new career, whether it's getting a new relationship, whether it's getting a new body, right? Not, whatever you guys, choose to do, but I want you to focus on you. And don't take that out of context, because when I say focus on you, I don't mean like don't give a shit about nothing else, but I want to say I want you to put you first. Because I can speak as a parent. We tend to put everyone else first and we pour into everyone else's cup. And then when it's time for us to drink from our cup, because we are just dying of thirst, because we have just exalted ourselves, trying to, be everything to everyone else. And when we're thirsty and it's time for us to drink from our cup, we have nothing there. So who's pouring into our cup? So that's what I mean when I say focus on you, right? And guess what else we're going to do? We're going to let go of the hurt. We're going to let go of the trauma. We're going to let go of the disappointments, right? The people disappointments, whether we disappointed ourselves, we're going to let go of that. Okay. In 2023, we're not bringing that baggage with us, because one thing that I've learned in 2022, and it was almost like I learned it like I never learned it before. People will disappoint you. And you've heard me say this before. People will people. I mean, people that I would never think would do things to me, really, really did things to me that just kind of like blew me away. Because people are people, and people are fighting demons. People are fighting things that we know nothing about, right? So we're going to let that go. We're not going to bring that with us. Now, those people that did those things to us, if it's someone you can't like totally block out of your life, then you just deal with that person differently. You still be the person that you are. But then now I know the relationship is a little wavering, but you still be that person. You still be that good person that you were, but the relationship is just different, right? Now, if it's someone who you can just block out of your life totally, leave them right there where it is. Right? Leave them right there where it is. It just wasn't meant for them to go with you in this season, in this time of your life. All right. Another thing, because I'm kind of talking about like, some of my lessons learned from 2022. And some of them may sound cliche, but for me, I can speak for me, like they really, really hit hard in 2022. Like people peopled in 2022. They really did. And I had to reevaluate myself. And I had to say, you know what? I'm going to let people, but I'm going to let Shakima. I'm going to continue to be that person that I am. I'm going to still continue to be that good person, right? I'm not going to let you change who I am. And my best friend had to tell me that. Like, okay, they might have done some wrong to you, but guess what? Don't let that change your character. Don't let that take you out of character. You continue to be the Shakima that I know that would do anything for anyone, that would give somebody the shirt off your back. Like you continue to be that person. But you just have to deal with that person how you deal with that person. And some of those persons you got to leave there, right? Because the writing is on the wall. That person means you no good. You got to let that relationship go. So he had to have that conversation with me. But that was definitely my biggest lesson learned, was that people are going to people. People will disappoint you, right? But guess what? Don't let that change who you are. And also another lesson learned was about money. I'm still learning about the mastery of money. But I can tell you one thing that I know to be true is dedication will always make you money. Will always make you money. But what's going to allow you to keep that money is discipline. You have to have discipline when it comes to money. If not, as soon as it comes, it's going to go. You won't even be able to track down where the money has gone if you don't have discipline. Discipline when it comes to money means that when you set a goal for yourself and you said, okay, I'm not spending any money this week, right? And then your bestie calls, or one of your good friends call, even your spouse, your significant other, like, hey, let's go to this concert. Hey, let's go to brunch. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I can just kind of do it this time. And then like next week, get back on track. No. Discipline is no matter what comes up, if it's not a dying need, it's not life and death, you got to learn to say no. I'm not saying say no forever, but until you meet your goal, when it comes to the money and the goal that you set for yourself, you got to say no. Because guess what? If you are lenient that week, then guess what? Another week, something else is going to come up. And then you look, a year has passed and you're like, I did not meet my goal. But guess who you can blame for that? Not your bestie, not your coworker, not your significant other, not your kids, you. You have to learn how to say no. You have to put you first. Happy You Year. Remember that. You. So I learned discipline when it comes to money. And I had to learn the hard way. Unfortunately, sometimes that's the best teacher. I learned way more being on the bottom than I did when I, quote unquote, was on the top. So, yeah. And then also, I learned something about time. Because, of course, I got a year older in 2022, and I started to look at time much differently. Like it really, really hit me when in the year of me turning 41, 2022, I really started appreciating time and the essence of it, because it's not something that we should take lightly. Now, in your teens, in your 20s, 30s, you just think you got all the time in the world. When you get to 40, you're like, wait a minute, I'm almost at the halftime show. Like, I really, really got to start thinking about things totally different. I really got to start seeing life differently, right? Because I got so many grounds to cover. But guess what? I don't know how much time I have. I really don't. So every day, every second, I have learned to make it count. I don't complain as much as I used to complain, because when you complain, it just seems like it just adds more anxiety. It just adds more unnecessary stress. And in relationship to time, like, who has time to be wasted? Because everybody has an expiration date, whether you want to come to truth with it or not. And I don't want to miss my mark. I want to do everything that God put me on this earth to do. I want to impact every life he has for me to impact. I want to motivate everybody he wants me to motivate. I want to love on. I want to nurture. I want to do everything that God set me on this earth to do. I don't want to die with any regrets. So I have a different appreciation for time, and also time as it relates to life as well. Like, time will definitely show you. It will show you what it is, and it will show you who it is. And you may look back and you be like, wow, I've been friends with that person for 30 years. I've been friends with that person for 10 years, 5 months, whatever. And it took this long for me to realize who that person was. Yep. It's all a part of God's divine plan. I'm telling you. So be respectful of your time. Be respectful of other people's time too, because other people, they have expiration dates too. So be respectful of people's time, and don't waste people's time. Don't waste people's time complaining about what they're doing, or because guess what? You don't have to deal with it. You can move on. You can definitely move on. Pay attention to those signs. Time will show you the signs. And if you decide to stay, then guess what? Shame on you. Think about that. And use your time to spend time with the people that you love and the people that love you. Don't worry about the people that don't like you. Don't worry about the people that hate you or hate on you. We don't got time to give a shit about that. You got to spend time and focus on spending time with the people that love you, so you can love on them and create memories with those people. And those are my biggest lessons for 2022. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about other people. I've grown so much. So much. Like, I see it in myself, and I'm so proud of me, because I had to realize that it's definitely up to me. Nobody is coming to save me. If Shakima doesn't do what Shakima needs to do, and what God has Shakima on this earth to do, it's nobody's fault but Shakima. So guess what? The same thing applies to you. If you don't do it, it's your fault. So if it's to be done, it's up to you. It's up to you to take care of yourself. It's up to you to do what makes you happy. It's up to you to find that career that makes you happy, that you enjoy doing, that you're not watching the clock. that it doesn't even feel like you're at work. That's up to you. It's up to you to implement self-care. It's up to you to go to the spa. It's up to you to get your hair done, to get your hair cut, to get your whatever. But self-care is so important, because if you're not taking care of self, you're really no good to nobody else. It's up to you. It's up to you to go on the vacation you want to go on. It's not up to anybody to call you and say, hey, let's go to so. No, it's up to you to book that vacation. This is Happy You Year. This is about you and what makes you happy. So I want you guys to remember that. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. Write your goals down for the year. And whatever does not get you closer to your goals, then you don't need to be doing it. Time waits for nobody. Time is precious. And the older you get, you realize that, man, I got way more time behind me than I do ahead of me. And nobody wants to die with regrets. Because all of those regrets and opportunities are going to be there at that moment, looking at you. Like, these are the things we could have done. These are the things we were supposed to do, but we were not able to. So guess what? They have to die too. And you don't know how many people's lives you could have changed. So you do it. It's up to you. All right, chameleons, I'm signing off. I really, really enjoyed this segment. So much in store for 2023 for the Say What podcast. This is a year that we're going to do a live recording. I'm going to announce later where it's going to be, when it's going to be. I want it to be something very, very small at first. I'm thinking maybe 20, 25 people. But then again, you never know. If God says go bigger, we're going to go bigger. But that's where I am right now. I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you that are tapping in, that are listening to the sound of my voice. If no one has told you that they love you today, I definitely love you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for not finding it robbery to spend some time with me today. Nothing but blessings wished upon each and every one of you. 2023 is your year. 2023 is all about you. And I want you to make the best of it. All right? I don't want to see you guys at the top. I want to meet you guys at the top. All right? I'm signing off. Happy you year to all of you.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?